Spring is the perfect time to refresh your skin. So today we are breaking down one of the most popular skincare trends that has literally been all over social media, microneedling.
Everybody's talking about it. It may sound intimidating, but joining us now is board-certified facial plastic surgeon, Dr. Yael Halaas, with what you need to know before giving it a try. Welcome, 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 and good to see you.
Thank you. So what is microneedling? Microneedling actually is thousands of tiny channels with needles that are being made into the skin. I know sounds like a lot, but what it's doing is these controlled micro injuries are actually stimulating our skin's own healing response, so we can really reap the rewards, which are increased collagen production. We have boosting hydration, and something that we were just talking about is that it allows really good therapeutic agents, any of your good skincare products, to really penetrate in deeper.
And my first question was, does it hurt?
Yeah, so that is a very good question.
Valid.
And it really depends a bit on where you're having it done, because if you're having it done with an FDA-approved device in a medical setting, what you're going to see is we're going to be putting on a numbing cream beforehand. So with professional numbing cream, it does not hurt, and that's because in a medical setting, we're going to be using slightly deeper. We're going to be penetrating a little bit farther, because what we're really targeting is getting an improvement in acne scars. We are removing some of the signs of aging, those fine lines and wrinkles. And then when we're coupling it with therapeutic agents, we can really get an improvement in things like pigmentation and reversing the aging process. So it doesn't hurt. And as soon as it's done, you just have a mild sunburn but look great.
Is this like a one-size-fits-all type of thing? Are there any downsides to doing microneedling?
So the nice thing about microneedling is it's really effective for all skin types. So really anyone could be a good candidate. But I would not recommend it for somebody who keloids, who has open wounds or has a little sore on the face. Really active acne wouldn't be a good candidate. And anybody who's immunocompromised, I wouldn't want to be making all those little microchannels.
And you talked about what we can expect at a medical office with a medical professional do it. Yeah. So people are also doing this at home. Are there any do's or don'ts?
Yeah, there definitely is. And you can see here we have a couple of examples of the devices that are used. This would be a medical grade device that's going to be able to precisely go deeper. And then you can see these home rollers. So the American Academy of Dermatology actually doesn't recommend doing it at home. But of course, if everyone wants to try everything as they can.
Put it on TikTok. I was about to say it, right?
So some of the issues would be, as you can see, we have these needles, and if you're going to use a home roller, you really want to make sure that you're really getting a sterile product, one that's well made, because over time you can see some dulling, and you don't want to be causing trauma. You always want to make sure that it's as sterile as possible, so that you're not causing infections and causing worsening of the problems. So there is, and you really also have to be careful what products you're using, because if you use vitamin C, for instance, you actually can cause a really bumpy irritation. So those are some of the distinguishing points that maybe you'd want to check in with your healthcare professional, because that will be the difference between having it in the home setting and in the medical setting.
And you have some products here for us. Walk us through what you should be using on your face.
Yeah, absolutely. So for 24 hours after microneedling, those pores are open. You want to really only use what the recommended products are. But for people who are adverse to needles or want to just know some really good products, one of the things I really love that's really cutting edge is using exosomes. That's really billions of growth factors as well as proteins and nucleic acids to help create that new collagen and that new elastin. So exosomes is great, and you're going to find that in available skincare products.
By Friday, I'm looking like new money. All right, doctor, thank you.